टाइमेशा टीवी वेखण सुनने वालों का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। नाजरीन प्यारे दर्शकों, पिछले दिनों के असी एक प्रोग्राम किया जिस असी तुहानूं दस्सिया सी कि खास तौर पर अंटारियो की जिहड़ी डगफोर्ड की सरकार है उन्होंने सिक्ख्या मंत्री लीसा थॉमसन होना ने यह सर्कुलर जारी किया है क्या है कि इस साल यानी कि 2019 के सैप्टंबर के महीने के जिहड़े सैलफोन ने वो स्कूलों के बैन कर दिते जाणगे, क्योंकि जिहड़े स्टूडेंट्स ने जो क्लासरूम्स के हुंदे ने सैलफोन यूज़ करते हैं तो उन्होंने पढ़ाई के उपर बुरा असर पैंदा है। ये भी कहा गया कि जिहड़े टीचर्स ने उन्होंने वास्ते भी सैलफोन जिहड़े ने क्लासरूम के बैन ने, खास तौर पर जे उन्होंने अपने लैक्चर वास्ते या सिलेबस वास्ते कोई चीज़ वेखनी है तो फिर वो सैलफोन यूज़ कर सकते हैं। और फ्रांस के पिछले साल दे सैलफोन जिहड़े ने बैन किए हुए हैं और यूके दे विच भी भारी डिस्कशन चल रही कि अगले आने वाले दिनों के उत्थे भी सैलफोन बैन हो जाएंगे। और संसार दीयां जिहड़ियां प्रसिद्ध यूनीवर्सिटीज़ भी हैगियां ने उत्थे भी जिहड़े सैलफोन तुसीं क्लास दे विच नहीं लैके जा सकते। सो मैं पिछले प्रोग्राम दे विच भी जिक्र किया सी कि जिथे इहदियां जिहड़ियां डिवाइसिस ने उन्हां दे फायदे ने उत्थे उन्हां दे नुकसान भी बहुत ने। खास तौर जिहड़ी यंगस्टर साडी नौजवान पीढ़ी है वो सारा दिन ही फोन ते रहिंदी है। सो स्कूल तो बाद भी जिहड़े उन्हां दे जिहड़े बुरे प्रभाव ने वो पैंदे ने, क्योंकि आम तौर पर असीं साडे जिहड़े फिजिकल एक्टिविटीज़ वो घट गए ने ते असीं सारा दिन जिहड़ियां डिवाइसिस या सैलफोन के उपर बैठे रहने आ। और असीं अज फिर दोबारा FBI स्कूल दे विच हाज़र हाँ। पिछली बार उसी प्रोग्राम नूं बहुत पसंद किया सी और सैलफोन जिहड़े बैन हो रहे हैं उन्हां दे उपर नन्हे मुन्ने जिहड़े बच्चे ने उन्होंने अपनी राय दी सी। सो अज FBI स्कूल की सारी असैंबली जिहड़ी है वो जुड़ी हुई है। और अज दा खास तौर पर अज एक बड़ा मुबारक दिहाड़ा भी हैगा, होली का त्यौहार है, होली का फैसटीवल है। और इत्थे इस स्कूल दे विच वैसे तो यूजली ड्रैस कोड हुंदा है, लेकिन अज होली के त्यौहार करके स्पैशली जिहड़े बच्चे ने रंग बिरंगे अपने कपड़ियां दे विच अपने क्लोज दे विच आए ने। देखो किन्ने सोहणे लग रहे हैं, पिछे तुसीं देख सकते हो। और अज असीं पहलां कुछ गल्लां बातां होली बारे करांगे और फिर असीं जिहड़े सैलफोन बैन होए ने उन्हां बारे जिहड़े हायर ग्रेड दे बच्चे ने यानी कि 9th ग्रेड दे 10th ग्रेड दे उन्हां दी भी राय लवांगे, क्योंकि यूजली जिहड़े वडेरी उम्र दे बच्चे ने या वड्डियां क्लासिस वाले बच्चे ने वो ये डिवाइसिस वध यूज़ करते हैं। तो आओ जी सब तो पहलां बच्चों के नाल आपां होली बारे गलबात करते हैं। So happy Holi all of you. Happy Holi. What is your name?
Vanshpreet.
You are celebrating Holi? You know what is the festival of Holi?
It's the festival of colors.
Okay. So you wanna say something about the cell phones are banned in classrooms?
Yes, I think that cell phones should be banned from classrooms all over the world. They distract students from studying.
Okay. Okay, first of all, what's your name?
Karen.
Happy Holi.
You too.
You're celebrating Happy Holi today?
Yes.
You want to say something about the cell phones?
Yes. Well, in old school, we used to bring our iPads to school every day, and in class we used to hide our iPads in our desk and start playing games. And the teacher used to get mad at us.
Okay, what is your name?
My name is Yash.
Okay, Yash.
Happy Holi.
Okay.
I think cell phones should be banned because it hits the most important part of your brain. And also, so then you won't have to play games all day.
You're celebrating Holi today?
Yes.
You know what is like a Holi festival?
Yeah, kind of.
Tell me.
We're like it's all about colors and all of that. Yep.
Okay.
My name is Amrita, and cell phones should be banned because once you use them a lot, for the whole day, it damages your eyes and your brain.
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਵੀ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਨੂਰ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਜੱਚ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਹਨੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਪਹਿਰਾਵਾ ਪਾਇਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਕਿਊਟ। ਸੋ ਵਾਟ ਡੂ ਯੂ ਵਾਂਟ ਟੂ ਸੇ?
Happy Holi to everyone. I think cell phones should be banned.
Why? What's the reason? What do you think?
I think what happens if you're on a test or an exam? You could cheat on your phone or play games or hear music. Your eyes could turn black a little and it damages your eyes.
My name is Sahaj.
Okay, what do you want to say?
I want to
say because cell phones shouldn't be banned.
Shouldn't be banned.
Because suppose like your mom dropped you off at school and it was home time and your mom didn't know. And then you needed to call your mom for you could go home. You can't because you're just at school because your mom doesn't know it's already home time.
वाह जी वाह, बिल्कुल बहुत खूबसूरत गल की, क्योंकि आम तौर पे सारे बच्चे ये गल कह रहे हैं. प्लीज़ क्लैप फॉर दिस लिटिल बॉय. क्योंकि आम तौर पर मैच्योरिटी के जोड़े बच्चे ने वो कह रहे हैं कि सैल फोन बैन होने चाहिए ने, लेकिन इस बच्चे ने अपने बिल्कुल डिफरेंट व्यूज़ जोड़े दिते हैं कि सैल फोन क्यों बैन नहीं होने चाहिए. यस प्लीज़.
My name is Amr. I want to say that cell phones shouldn't be banned. Like you just have to only use it for lunch time, snack time, or any free period. That's a good time to use it.
Okay, thank you. देखो जी, बिल्कुल बच्चों के ਵੱਖੋ ਵੱਖਰੇ विचार जोड़े आ वो लेने जरूरी है. सो हुण बच्चों के उत्साह बढ़ रहा. पहला शाई से थोड़ा शर्मा रहे थे, लेकिन ज्यों ज्यों होर बच्चे जोड़े अपने ओपीनियंस दे रहे हैं तो फिर हरेक के मन च आउंदा है कि मैं भी अपने विचार जोड़े रखा. यस बेटा, व्हाट योर नेम?
My name is Boltage. I think they should be banned.
Should be banned?
Yeah, because they can distract you in studies, but they shouldn't be banned because like you can like research in science and social studies.
Okay, thank you.
It's like a 50-50.
Yes, happy Holi.
My name is Nikita and I want to say
Look at the camera.
Cell phones are really bad and it will damage your eyes and brain and then you won't know anything or studies.
My name is Ria and cell phones should be banned from school because imagine you have a test and then you have your phone and then when you don't know an answer then you can cheat on your test.
सारे बच्चों के बिल्कुल ਵੱਖੋ ਵੱਖਰੇ बड़े प्यारे प्यारे बच्चे ने ते बहुत वधिया विचार दे रहे हैं. यस बेटा.
My name is Simranjeet.
Look at the camera.
Cell phones should be banned because your eyes turn red and you get glasses.
Wow. Thank you.
My name is Zisha, and why cell phones should be banned? Because some people get infected to that and then they'll become blind.
My name is Arjuna, and I would like to say that cell phones should not be banned because suppose there is a threat at the school and the police don't know, you could call the police and then the police will rush over to the school and get rid of the threat.
थैंक यू. देखो जी, ये हुंदा है कि भी हरेक बच्चा जिहड़ा है आपो अपने मुख्तलिफ जिहड़े डिफरेंट विचार रख रहा है. और FBI स्कूल के जिहड़े प्रिंसीपल ने वो साडे नाल संजीव तवन जी हाज़र ने, बड़े रिस्पैक्टेड परसनैलिटी ने. और ये जिहड़ा मसला है, क्योंकि पिछले इस मसले बारे साडी लंबी चौड़ी डिस्कशन भी हुई सी और बड़ा खूबसूरत प्रोग्राम सी, लोगों द्वारा पसंद किया गया सी. और मैं संजीव तवन हुणां दा सब तो पहला तो धन्नवाद करदा है कि अज इस असैंबली दे विच उन्हां ने सानू प्राइम एशिया TV नूं उचेचे तौर पर सद्दा और बड़ी खूबसूरत जी है जी ये असैंबली दे विच बच्चे जिहड़े बड़े प्यारे प्यारे बच्चे आ और इन्होंने अज साडे वास्ते टाइम कढ़िया स्कूल दे विच. सब तो पहला सर तुहाडा स्वागत है जी. तुसीं की कहना चाहुंदे हो?
Thank you very much, Sapan. I'm not going to talk about the cell phones today. The reason is my students are talking. Okay, so I will rather sing another Punjabi song for just 2-3 sentences so that there is some more energy, so there is some more fun. Okay, this is a song I'm going to sing, so you will all clap with me. This is an old song, I know. We have to stay connected with our roots, so it is. ਅੱਜ ਸਾਰੇ ਛੱਡ ਜੰਜਾਲ ਕੁੜੇ ਮੇਲੇ ਨੂੰ, ਹੋਏ ਮੇਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਚੱਲ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੁੜੇ ਹੋ ਹੋ. ਅੱਜ ਸਾਰੇ ਛੱਡ ਜੰਜਾਲ ਕੁੜੇ ਮੇਲੇ ਨੂੰ, ਮੇਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਚੱਲ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੁੜੇ ਹੋ ਹੋ. कर बूहा बंद शताबी नी, पकड़ लै संदूक दी चाबी नी, सूट तू कड गुलाबी नी, पा तिल्ले दी गुरगाबी नी, लै बूटियां ओए ਲੈ ਬੂਟਿਆਂ ਵਾਲਾ ਰੁਮਾਲ ਕੁੜੇ ਮੇਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਾਵਾ ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਇੰਨਾ ਕੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਅੱਜ ਸੈਲਫੋਨਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਜ਼ੁਬਾਨ ਬੰਦ ਹੈ
ਵੈਸੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਡਿਸੀਜਨ ਹੋਣਾ ਹੈ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੀ ਬੈਨ ਨੇ ਪਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੀ ਓਪੀਨੀਅਨ ਨੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ
ਵੈਲ ਮੇਰਾ ਓਪੀਨੀਅਨ ਬੜਾ ਸਿੰਪਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸੈਲਫੋਨ ਇੱਕ ਟੂਲ ਹੈ ਇਟਸ ਏ ਕੰਪਿਊਟਰ ਇਨ ਯੋਰ ਪਾਕਟ ਰਾਈਟ it's a beautiful tool. If students want, they can look at reference books, they can look at researches, they can create many documents. It's a beautiful tool. I always say cell phone is a tool. For example, you have a tool. I was talking to my kids today in the morning, like a knife. Knife is a tool. You can chop vegetables, fruits. A surgeon can do an operation. And a gangster can use it to kill someone. So it's a tool how we use it. But we have to see that every tool, you can't hand over a knife to a 6-month-old child. You cannot. So you have to see, he can hurt himself. So I believe that cell phones in classroom, they are a distraction. So they should not be. But guys, when you speak, don't be worried about my opinion. Feel free to give your opinion. All students are free to give their opinion, whatever they think about that. So that's my understanding.
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਇੱਕ ਮੈਂ ਲਾਸਟ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਹੋਰ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੈਥ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਿਲੇਬਸ ਕਰਿਕੂਲਮ ਚੇਂਜ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਕੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ
Well, I am very happy Ontario government is changing the math curriculum. It's very good because now they're talking about back to the basics. I'll just give you an example. My students of grade 10 will understand better than anybody else. Take for example, when you're solving quadratic equations. So you need to factorize. So when you factorize, you need to know the multiplication tables. So if you don't have that strong base in your tables, in those things, your foundation is not strong, so you will struggle. Even talk about the top Canadian universities. You go to McMaster, you go to University of Toronto. When they have math exam, they have 2 exams, one with calculator, one without calculator. So I believe we need to build strong. We are already in our school doing it because we follow 3 math teachers. They follow 3 different strategies. One is teaching complex math, other is teaching jump math, and then we have multiplication table classes. So that helped to build the foundation. My grade 1 to 8, normally they don't use any calculator. Guys, grade 1 to 8, do you use calculator to do calculations in class? So if my students can do, every student can do it.
Thank you sir, thank you so much. So ਬਹੁਤ ਕੰਮ ਦੀਆਂ ਬੜੀਆਂ ਖੂਬਸੂਰਤ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਸੰਜੀਵ ਤਮਨ ਜੀ ਹੁਣਾਂ ਨੇ ਦੱਸੀਆਂ ਔਰ ਫਿਰ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਇਹ ਨੰਨੇ ਮੁੰਨੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਤੇ ਕੁਝ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਹੱਥ ਰੇਜ਼ ਕੀਤੇ ਸੀ ਉੱਚੇ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਕੁਝ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸੈੱਲ ਫੋਨ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੈਨ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਪਹਿਰਾਵੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਦਸਤਾਰ ਸਜਾਈ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਕੁੜਤਾ ਪਜਾਮਾ ਪਾਇਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਥੱਲੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਜੁੱਤੀ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਸੋਹਣਾ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ ਇਹਦਾ ਨਾਂ ਪੁੱਛਦੇ ਬੇਟੇ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਬੇਟੇ ਵਾਟ ਯੂਰ ਨੇਮ
Viraj.
Speak loud.
Viraja.
I can't hear you.
Viraj.
Okay, so what do you want to say about the cell phones?
Cell phones are not allowed because your eyes can get damaged and you can't see anything.
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਸੋ ਮਚ ਸੋ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਇਹੋ ਹੀ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਨਾਲ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਅਸਰ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਯੈਸ
My name is Harner. I want to tell about cell phones. Cell phones should be banned because it could damage your eyes and it is not good because if you have a test and you don't know some spelling, you could be like, oh, I heard an iPad or iPhone in my backpack, I could get it and see the spelling. That's why they are banned.
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਸੋ ਮਚ ਔਰ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਛੋਟੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪ ਅੱਗੇ ਅਗਾਂਹ ਵੱਧ ਚੜ੍ਹ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਸੀ ਸੋ ਇੱਕ ਅਖੀਰਲੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਜੀ ਇੱਕ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਲੈਣੇ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹਾਇਰ ਗ੍ਰੇਡ ਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਇਸ ਵਿਸ਼ੇ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਯੈਸ ਬੇਟਾ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਸਟੈਂਡ ਅਪ ਵਾਟ ਇਜ਼ ਯੂਰ ਨੇਮ
My name is Sanvi.
ਓਕੇ ਵਾਟ ਡੂ ਯੂ ਵਾਂਟ ਟੂ ਸੇ ਅਬਾਊਟ ਦੀ ਸੈਲ ਫੋਨਸ
If some teachers need
cell phones because when some projectors are on, they could use the phones to put the projector on.
ਓਕੇ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ। ਬੜੀ ਖੂਬਸੂਰਤੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟਸ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹਾਇਰ ਗ੍ਰੇਡ ਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੇ ਯਾਨੀ ਕਿ 9th 10th ਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਆ ਮੈਥ ਸਿਲੇਬਸ ਚੇਂਜ ਹੋਇਆ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਸੈਲਸ ਫੋਨ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਬੈਨ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਬਾਰੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ ਜੀ। ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਛੋਟੇ ਗ੍ਰੇਡ ਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਸੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੈੱਲ ਫੋਨਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਨੇ ਕੁਝ ਹਾਇਰ ਗ੍ਰੇਡ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਇੱਧਰ ਬੈਠੇ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸੈੱਲ ਫੋਨਸ ਬਾਰੇ। You want to say something about the cell phone ban?
Yeah, so cell phones are important in our life. Don't ban them. Thank you.
What about the teachers?
Yeah, so I don't know about the teachers, but like don't ban for students.
We got your views on this. Cell phone should be banned or it should not be banned. We got your views. We need one last view. Should cell phone be banned for teachers to be used in classroom? Raise your hands who say yes, it should be banned for teachers also. Raise your hands who says teachers should be allowed to use. So you say teachers should be allowed to use? Okay, why teachers should be allowed to use cell phones?
They shouldn't.
They should not? Okay.
Yeah. Because like if like the kid is watching like a assignment on like a science or social project, they can just take out their phone and just like start messaging or like playing with it.
Okay.
So like they shouldn't be.
They should not be allowed.
They want to have like the equal rights.
Okay. They should have equal rights. They should not be allowed to use the cell phones. Okay, that's good.
I think if students aren't allowed, I don't think teachers should be allowed to because it's not fair.
Hello, I'm an English teacher and I agree with the general spirit of banning cell phones for teachers as well. Simply because your job is not only to administer the given lesson, your job is to ensure classroom safety, to ensure discipline, to ensure proper etiquette, and to lead by example. So any distraction, even momentary one, could have cataclysmic events and could have moral consequences for the ethical development of students. So I do agree with the general practice of banning them for teachers as well.
Yes, I do believe that teachers should not be allowed to use cell phone in the class because if ever we need to make a call, the school do provide us some facilities. In each class there is a phone if ever we need to communicate. Like if you are a mother, you need to know about your child or you need to communicate with your family. We have this facility and I don't see why we should use cell phone in the class because in each class we have a projector. We do cater for our visual learners also and we can use our laptop to do that. So yes, it should be banned.
I'm Rachna Puri and I believe that cell phones should be banned for the teachers as well as students. Reason being, we have to set, first of all, we have to set an example for students. Cell phones are a distraction for everybody and we have all the material to teach in the class. We have our lesson plans, we have our laptops, so essentially we do not need the cell phones. I strongly believe that they are a distraction and should be banned.
My name is Ryan Woods. I'm a law teacher in the high school. So I think probably the cell phones shouldn't be allowed in the class because if the kids aren't allowed to have them, then it's probably doesn't make sense for the teachers to have them since they're a distraction to the teacher. You know, if you get like a text in the middle of class and it becomes distracting, then for the teacher and also for the students, it takes away from the students' time and the students are paying to be here. So our attention needs to be undivided when it comes to the students.
It should be banned for all.
Yeah, for everybody, because it really doesn't make much of a difference. I think, you know, if we've got laptops and everything like that, they can do the same job, so it really doesn't add anything of value, I don't think.
Okay.
ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮੇਸ਼ਰ ਟੀਵੀ ਵੇਖਣ ਸੁਣਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਤੋਂ ਫਿਰ ਤੋਂ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਔਰ ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਗ੍ਰੇਡ ਵਾਲੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬੈਠੇ ਹੋਏ ਹਾਂ, ਸੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਜਾਣਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸੈੱਲ ਫੋਨ ਕਲਾਸਰੂਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੈਨ ਕੀਤੇ ਗਏ ਨੇ ਔਰ ਨਾਲ ਦੀ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅਲੀਸਾ ਥੌਮਸਨ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਡਿਸੀਜਨ ਲਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੈਥ ਦਾ ਸਿਲੇਬਸ ਆ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਕੁਝ ਬਦਲਾਅ ਕੀਤੇ ਜਾਣ। ਔਰ ਮੇਰੇ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਖੱਬੇ ਹੱਥ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਟੀਚਰ ਬੈਠੇ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ। ਆਓ ਜੀ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵਿਊਜ਼ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਆ। ਵੈਲਕਮ ਮੈਡਮ ਟੂ ਇਨ ਦ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮੇਸ਼ਰ ਟੀਵੀ।
Thank you for having me.
First of all, tell me about yourself.
My name is Mrs. Radakovich and I am an English teacher here at the school and I'm the head of the English department of the entire school.
What do you think about the government ban the cell phone in the classroom? So what's your views, what's your opinion?
Well, first I'd like to say that our school, Frederick Banting International School, has a long established practice of banning cell phones during classrooms for all students and in fact during school time from the beginning of the day till the end of the day. So the fact that the Ministry of Education of Ontario recently decided to institute a province-wide ban really pleases us, because we feel like they have finally reached the same insight that we have. Cell phone use, we believe, is detrimental to primary and secondary education for several reasons. There are physical reasons associated with the health of students. The large congregation of cell phones produces a calculable amount of radiation which can impact them. In addition to that, the cell phones are a very big distraction, especially to people who are at an age where they're easily distracted and in whom we're trying to instill skills like focus and concentration. So we seek to eliminate distractions, not increase them. So it makes the education process much smoother and more fluid, enabling students to focus on given subject topics. So we're very happy that Education Minister Lisa Thompson has reached the same conclusion as us.
Education Minister Lisa Thompson said the math curriculum will be changed in this year. What do you think about the math curriculum?
That's another development that we're very happy about. Look, the mathematics curriculum that Ontario has been using up to now is known as Discovery Math. It was instituted by the previous Liberal government. And let me just say a few words about the way Discovery Math works for those that may not know. Discovery Math works by introducing students to a problem or a concept that they're completely unfamiliar with. So they're in a stage of complete shock. And then those students have to come together and try to discover methods of solving that problem. So it's a kind of backwards way of studying mathematics. Now, I don't want to go into theoretical arguments about why this is the wrong way to teach mathematics, so let's look at practical results. The performance of Ontario's students has been steadily declining in mathematics since 2010. Last year, the EQAO scores of the grade 6 students across Ontario showed that less than half of the students meet the provincial standard in mathematics. We believe that the mathematics strategy has a lot to do with this. So again, we're very pleased to hear that Minister Thompson wants to go back to the basics, studied, tested, traditional way of teaching mathematics. And guess what? This is another thing that we have been doing for the last several years, ever since the inception of our school. And what back to the basics means is exactly this. You break mathematics into its fundamental basic components that are easily graspable. And once those basics are grasped, they're linked to other basics. And this is when the complex structure of math is enabled. Multiplication tables need to be memorized. It develops the brain in certain ways, and it really helps you do math problems quickly and understand them. So we're very pleased that the minister is following what we do, and this is exactly what we do. Our mathematics classes for elementary school students are divided into 3 categories, and a different teacher is responsible for each. On the one hand, we have a teacher responsible for mental math problems, so that teacher regurgitates mathematical calculations mentally with students. We also have classes devoted to jump math. Jump math is a mathematics strategy which breaks things down. I can't explain it in a lot of detail right now because we don't have time, but essentially it's a rudimentary way of studying mathematics by studying its building blocks. And then after these 2 classes, we introduce a 3rd mathematics class for which a 3rd teacher is responsible, and that's called complex math. And there, students study problems that utilize the skills built in the other two math classes. So it is a very back to the basics approach that we already do, and we're happy that public schools across Ontario are finally in agreement with us.
Thank you so much for your valuable opinion. So, बड़ी खूबसूरती दे नाल इन्हां ने सारे मैथमेटिक्स दीयां स्टेजेस भी दसियां और जिस तरीके नाल इस सिलेबस दे विच जिहड़े बदलाव हो रहे ने उन्हां बारे भी जानकारी दित्ती। और हुण साडे नाल कुछ जिहड़े बच्चे ने कुछ स्टूडेंट्स बैठे हुए ने ते उन्हां दे कोलों भी जाणदे आ कि उन्हां दी की राय आ जिहड़े इह सैल फोन क्लासरूम दे विच बैन कीते हुए ने। So what's your name, बेटा?
Ekveer.
Ekveer, so what do you think about the cell phones are banned in classroom? What's your opinion about this?
I support that cell phones should be banned from school because cell phones are something that you should use for your free time, and like school's not like the right place to use it.
My name is Amin, and I will support cell phones should be banned and shouldn't be banned, because cell phones should be banned because some students like high schoolers and higher grades than elementary, like higher than elementary, used cell phones in classes, if you knew. So this is actually a great idea to stop it, like Eva ma'am said. So this is one reason why you should, and the good reason is, the bad reason why are we banning cell phones? All like sometimes there's like bus cancellations, and sometimes students have to go on the bus, and sometimes if there's an emergency and you're at school, it's like you don't know like what happened or something like that.
My name is Rhythm. So I would like to say, well, everything in this world has its own advantages and disadvantages. Just like that, even cell phones have their own advantages and disadvantages. Well, the advantage is that students use it as a learning tool. Well, I'm pretty sure every primary or secondary student, when they do an assignment or the project, they have to use internet. They have to use a device. We can say, yeah, they have laptop, but what if you forgot your laptop at home? What if your laptop died and you don't have a charger for it? Are you going to waste 30 minutes of your life? Well, my principal says that every minute of your life is very precious. So I don't think so anyone would like to waste 45 or even 30 or even 5 minutes of their life. We cannot afford it. And especially at an age like this, at high school, it's not affordable at all. So it is really, so if cell phones are not banned, then we can use them and do a research and finish the assignment on time and give it to them. Overall, my opinion is that study matters a lot. So in order to save time and do good in studies, I feel like cell phones should not be banned in school, and they should be allowed, so no one wastes their time, no one hands their assignment late, no one misses anything. So time is very precious, so I would not like to waste it in any way. Thank you.
I support that cell phones should be banned, even though they're used in educational purposes. Everyone knows that sometimes education can be boring. So some students like to play smart and try to play a game without the teachers noticing. This could lead to focusing problems, and we do not want our students to have focusing problems. This would decrease the grade of the students and ruin the reputation of Ontario. And also, even though if we just have them for the free periods, some older students who are smarter that do not like their studies will try to sneak it through their pockets. So this is why I do not support the fact that cell phones shouldn't be banned.
Hello, my name is Aknar Sanga, and I support that cell phones should be banned as they have a lot of disadvantages. The first disadvantages I will love to talk about is that the distractions. Many students get distracted in their studies and can sneak and play games. Many students also can cheat during their tests and can go to the bathroom, as our fellow member said that they could. Distraction is one of the worst things that a student can ever have, because as a student, you need to be you should have your full attention on your work. So as a high school student, my feeling is that cell phones should be banned in the classroom, and also teachers should not use it, because as teachers can get distracted in their studies too, and their study periods, and teachers have all their valuable time to spend it at home, and you should spend it only, and you should not at least have one time in the day where you cannot spend time on your cell phones. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Zaya Daiwal. I'm from grade 7, and I support and do not support banning cell phones. I support banning cell phones is because students can take them as a distraction and end up using them in class when they have schoolwork to do. And if they get distracted in their cell phone, they won't be paying attention in class. And if they don't pay attention in class, they won't be knowing what's happening, and they'll miss out on a lot. And if they miss out even on the slightest detail, that can cost them a lot. They can also end up going to bathrooms and
and taking advantage and using them to cheat, as some of the fellow members also said. And teachers, they also shouldn't be able to use cell phones because some of them do get distracted, or they can get distracted by phone calls. If they get phone calls, they could also disrupt the student's class, and the teacher could get carried away. No one ever knows. And I support we should have cell phones because, as one member also said, that they are good for study purposes, but the students should be responsible enough to remember to take their laptop and charger. But if they are able to use their cell phone as a fact. But if cell phones shouldn't be banned, they should only be allowed to use at certain times and by a teacher's permission in class. I think teachers should also be able to use cell phones because if they have any emergency at home, they should know about it right away. So if they have any phone calls at home, or if they need to search up anything from a lesson plan that they don't like, suppose a student asks a question about the teacher's teaching and the teacher doesn't have an answer, they could search it up and tell the students.
Hello, my name is Simmer, and today I will be talking about why I think cell phones should be banned in every single school. I think that cell phones should be banned in schools because they distract the students from their learning and they can cause cyberbullying to happen. Children every day have their cell phone with them at home in the night, and they're always on their cell phone whenever you look. When you look down the streets, people walking have cell phones, they have headphones plugged in, and they're always talking and going on the phone. So in my opinion, I think that at school is made for learning, so you should be focusing on your learning and not having a cell phone. And if you have a cell phone while you're at school, it would disrupt your learning, and you will get, you can possibly cheat on tests by going in the washroom and getting the answers. Thank you.
My name is Kushma Sohi, and I'm a last year middle school student. And I think that cell phones should be banned at schools because they cause a lot of distraction while students are studying. Now, if I take an example of a lot of universities, for example, the University of Texas and the University State of Louisiana state that a lot of kids focus better and get great percentages in their marks when phones are not at school. So I think that especially in the age of when you're at school, there's no need for a phone because you're here to study, and that you can use a phone afterwards too. And especially in our school here, we have all the facilities are provided for us, and I don't really think that there's a need for a phone here. And again, like everyone discussed, there's a lot of ways people can cheat, and it's a really bad thing for your eyes, makes your eyes dry, and it can also cause a lot of diseases like cancer. We just recently found out that cancer could be one of the reasons and reasons why phones are destroying people. And yeah, thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Ahed Saran, and I would be talking about how I support that phones should not be allowed in school because it first gives distractions in class, and you use it during class time. Teachers are teaching and you're somewhere else and you're talking to your friends or something like that. But I would strongly suggest that phones should be allowed at the same time because for emergencies, maybe you put your phone on silent, but you also need to check your phone at lunchtime so that you can just see that if any phone call comes for any emergencies. But in the end, phones are always a very disadvantage because it gives you brain damage, and then you get eyes weakened out, and then you want to be healthy. You want to be more safe because you don't want to be damaged to yourself more than you already are right now.
My name is Riva, and I support that cell phones should be banned because of many reasons. First of all, it always depends on the user, if the user is responsible or not. And also, if there's emergencies, obviously your phone is a good advantage. But I strongly disagree that cell phones should be used in the classroom because people don't have actual friends.
if they have a phone. If they don't have a phone, they have friends around them, they interact with one another, and they don't keep looking down on their cell phones every minute.
Greetings, my name is Navni Kaurwal and I'm a student of FBI. As you know, the Ontario government announced its plans to ban the use of cell phones in classrooms. Well, this topic is very controversial and debatable because many students here in Ontario are very outraged and some may have mixed opinions about it. Some may choose to believe that cell phones should be banned, some believe that cell phones shouldn't be banned. But in this case, I have mixed opinions about this. I believe that cell phones should and shouldn't be banned. My reasons as to cell phones should be banned is that cell phones can prove to be a distraction in class, and students can use cell phones to their full advantages, misuse this privilege, like for example, cheating in tests and texting in class when you're not supposed to, and not listening to the teachers while they're giving a lecture. And I also believe that cell phones should be allowed in class because cell phones, students can use cell phones to take notes during class as well. And instead of using agendas, maybe there's this notes app in the apps in your phones where you can write down all your notes, like for homework and whatnot. And this can, in a way, technology is always there in our everyday lives, from computers to television, phones, laptops, etc. So I believe that cell phones, in this case, should be allowed. But if I were to choose a side, I would say that cell phones should be allowed in class. But then again, I also have mixed opinions about it. So that's all I have to say.
Hi, my name is Alicia, and I think cell phones should be banned because you have lots of screen time if there is, and you can have less screen time at school. And in fact, you can cheat if you have your phones in classrooms on tests or exams. And you can also have less screen time, as I said, and you have time when you go home to be on a phone. And that's my opinion. I think cell phones should be banned.
My name is Lakshay, and I think cell phones should be banned in classrooms only, and you should be allowed to have it in your recess or nutrition break. This is because in classrooms, students can use their cell phones as a distraction, and studies show that around 20% of the time, students use their phones to check their social media. And this causes a huge distraction in students' learning. Students can also use this to check their social media, which is another distraction. But cell phones should be allowed in school because some instances, like emergencies such as school shootings, students can inform police ahead of time before school systems can, and which could help the police find victims of school shootings and suspects. So, and also at recess, students will get freedom to use their cell phone and are allowed to express what they want.
Hi, my name is Ronik, and I have a mixed opinion about this. There's a good and bad to everything. That's what I believe, but this also has a good and bad to it. The good to this is that there's many emergencies that occur, and there's an example found that there's a school shooting that happened, and the first person to call the police and ambulance was a student. So if the student never had his phone with him, he might have never called them, and he might have died or whatever. Also, it shows that you can use your phone as a calculator or a dictionary. So if teachers monitor what you do, you can use your phones as calculators or dictionaries and stuff. But there's many bad parts to it, like cyberbullying. These days, a lot of cyberbullying happens. People, if they think something's funny, they just take out their phones and put it on Snapchat, and hundreds and thousands of people see what's happening, and this hurts the person getting cyberbullied. Also, studies showed that people who use their phones throughout the day typically perform worse on tests compared to people who don't. So that's my opinion on this.
My name is Navroop, and I believe that cell phones should not be banned. This is because it's the student's responsibility of how to use their phone. If they want to focus or not, that's up to them. But cell phones should not be banned because they contain various educational resources, such as Google Docs, camera,
calculator, Kahoot, and these applications help with handing in assignments on time, sharing assignments with group members and your teacher, and cameras also help with taking pictures of your homework and your assignments. And this is good because it helps with saving paper and saves time as well. As someone said before, time is very precious. So that's why I believe that cell phones should not be banned.
सो असी अज FBI स्कूल दे विच पहुंचे और तुसी टीचर्स दे और खास तौर ते स्टूडेंट्स हुण सारिਆਂ ਦੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਜਾਣੇ कि ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸੈੱਲ ਫੋਨ ਬੈਨ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਓਨਟਾਰੀਓ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਓਨਟਾਰੀਓ ਸੂਬੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਲਾਸਰੂਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟਸ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਸੈੱਲ ਫੋਨ ਔਰ FBI ਸਕੂਲ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੰਜੀਵ ਧਵਨ ਔਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਟੀਮ ਹੈ ਟੀਚਰਸ ਦਾ ਔਰ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟਸ ਦਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦਾ ਸਮਾਂ ਸਮਾਪਤ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦਿਓ ਇਜਾਜ਼ਤ ਤੇ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਰਹੋ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਏਸ਼ੀਆ TV ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ।